Kyrese Clark, and then we got one and only Ranting with Ricardo, our very special guest today. Um,
Hello. Am I upside down again?
it's okay. Um,
We'll figure
getting
it out.
yeah, we'll figure it out. But getting right into it, let's talk about Ava Jerome on General Hospital. Yo, that woman is absolutely tripping. Like, I have been Ava Jerome's biggest fan for all these years, but like at some point, push just comes to shove too many times. Like, how are you gonna go? You've already switched Morgan's bipolar medication, and now you're gonna switch Sonny's medication. To me, that's even worse than switching Morgan's medication because Sonny and Carly, they love telling Ava, oh yeah, when Avery grows up and finds out what you did to Morgan, she's gonna hate you. But what they don't take into account is Avery doesn't really know Morgan.
Mm.
So while yes, she may be a little bit upset, she doesn't know him. So she won't have Ava's still her mother. But now what Ava's doing is switching her father's medication. Avery damn sure is going to care about that. So Ava's not even thinking about that. Not to mention, with Sonny on his manic episodes, what if he hallucinates and thinks Avery is you and he hits her by accident? He
Not
throws something at her.
not even okay. What I'd say what I watched because I was like I watched both episodes today, so I watched yesterday's episode today and then
Mhm.
today's episode today. And all it made me want to do was curse Ava out. Listen, more West, you do your thing. I feel like me in general, if you're an actor and you can make me hate the character that you are playing, you're doing your job. Give you all the award. You're doing your job. Well, whoever taught you how to act, whatever acting classes you went to, they taught you well. You're doing your job. But let me explain something to you, Miss Ma'am, Miss Girl, Miss Mamas. Because you done messed up. Now, I said weeks ago, you don't know Sonny like we know Sonny.
Mhm.
You don't know Sonny like we know Sonny. You've never been through a manic episode with this man. We have. We in this to win this. We've been locked in since long time ago. Okay, we was here before you. We gonna be here after you. When he is in a manic episode, it don't matter who you are. You gonna get it. Family, friends, acquaintances, enemies, the postman, the man who run the elevator down to the penthouse. It ducks, gooses, birds, horses. It could be anybody to get that. I feel like because it's the same thing she did with Morgan and the whole I want to protect my kid, I want to protect my child, I want to protect my daughter from this person. You did the same thing with Morgan and Kiki. You called yourself protecting Kiki from Morgan, so you messed with his medication. And then he starts to like, I'm taking my medicine, I think I'm getting better, but nothing's changing. I feel so alone. I feel like everybody's against me. Eventually, Morgan steals a car, steal Julian's car. Your crazy sister put a bomb on the car, and everybody went kaboom. Now we don't really know that. I'm telling y'all now, we don't know that. Morgan could be alive somewhere.
Oh,
I'm,
Morgan's definitely alive.
I'm still holding out hope that the F, the B, and the I have him hidden somewhere. That's just me personally. But that's what happened. The same thing could happen with Sonny. And the problem you run into is the fact that somebody was already messing with his medication,
Mm-hmm.
and Valentine had a schedule of what was going to happen with him messing with that medication. You're now speeding up the schedule. This is not a good thing. Because if you speed up the schedule and Valentine, like, I wanted him in prison, not a psych ward, what is this? Because that's where he's going
Mm-hmm.
to end up. He's going to go to the psychiatric ward. He's not going to prison, psychiatric ward. Valentine is going to make sure it falls all back on Ava. And what Ava doesn't realize, and a lot of people were like, well, she just wants to protect her daughter. Ava's done a lot of that I just want to protect my daughter thing. And then the fallout of it is bad for everybody. Last time you tried to protect your daughter, Morgan ended up unalived. This time you're trying to protect your daughter, we don't know what's going to happen. Something could happen to Avery. Something could happen to Donna. I'm praying something happens to fake Jagger. I truly am. I
Yeah.
truly am praying. Okay? Drew McIntyre said he prayed for CM Punk to get hurt. I am praying for something to happen to fake Jagger. I don't like that man. His face get on my nerves. His energy just irks my spirit. Something in my spirit says he ain't right. But I mean, go ahead, Ava, mess with the medication. It's not gonna go well.
But the thing with Ava switching Morgan's medication to protect Kiki, I don't think many people buy that. Even Sonny and Carly
Remember?
flat out said to her face that nobody buys that part. Anyway, she did that because she was jealous of Morgan and Kiki getting back
Yeah.
together. But Morgan didn't have no feelings for her. Well, that was because Ava pissed him off for the final time when she pretended to be Denise DiMuccia. Morgan never forgave her for that. So once he got back on his full dosage, he really wasn't effing with her now. He got his common sense. He saw that. So that's what Ava didn't like. She didn't like that if she couldn't be with Morgan, then nobody could be with Morgan, especially not Kiki. So that's why she did that.
But that's the
But
thing about Ava. We
at
always.
least with Avery, oh yeah, yeah.
But
Just
that's the
one
thing.
second.
That's the thing with Ava. Ava's always competing with her child for something. With Kiki, she was competing with Kiki for Morgan. The first time around, the thing that helped with the competition for Morgan was Kiki and Michael had feelings for each other. They thought they was cousins. Turns out they wasn't. Yay, everybody go crazy. The second time around, you're competing with Kiki for Morgan again. But this time, Morgan goes kaboom. So now you don't have to compete with another man. You don't have to compete with your daughter for another man. Oh, wait, but you do. Because we're not going to forget fine Dr. Griffin. We is
I
not
found Griffin boring.
Father Griffin. Oh, my God. Father. We're not going to forget the man of the cloth that you had to compete with your child with. And, well, he lost his, glory. They kicked him out the church. Kiki got into some trouble with the man down to the hospital harassing her. And you at first felt like that's what you get. And then you have to backtrack it because that's your child and your brother had to talk some sense into you. Then you're no longer competing with your daughter for fine Dr. Griffin because now you're with Kevin/Ryan, but then you're pillow talking with Ryan and he decides to off your daughter. And now you have to live with that guilt. So now I feel like Ava is like, well, I had that guilt of what happened with Kiki. Now I must do everything I can to protect Avery. But at the end of the day, you're not doing this because you want to protect Avery. You're doing this because you thought once Sonny and Carly were done and he was with Nina, oh, you in there. You can spend time as much time with your daughter as you want because Nina's going to be advocating for you. You had the sex stuff on Nina, so anytime she would have tried to be like, no, you can't see Avery, you would have shut it down and been like, you got to fix this because I got this on you. I'm going to ruin your whole relationship. Then once it comes out and Nina's out the way, you slide on up in there because you want to be the new Mrs. Corinthos. What told me that was, and I don't know if you paid attention to it, when she went to the pharmacist and he was like, you're not Mrs. Corinthos. He doesn't have a wife. And she said, I'm sure he'll have one soon enough. You was hoping to be the new Mrs. Corinthos. And I guess nobody told her. The last woman he married that he hated
was Claudia Zakara.
and Michael offed her for trying to steal baby Jocelyn. We're not trying to go back down another prison step for Michael. It was not cute then. It won't be cute now. Boy,
but like I said, Ava did that to Kiki out of jealousy, with Sonny. She just doing that. But then again, we could see her fighting dirty to keep her daughter. But the way my thing is before Sonny was off his medication, because remember this rewrite in the story was Valentine's been messing with his medication since since he beat up Cyrus that night. That's what Valentine said was when the pharmacist did that. That's when Sonny started tripping and everything. And hey, CJ Clove 18 and hey, George. But however, prior to that, Sonny was protecting Ava. when he was fine with this joint custody arrangement. He was protecting him when he was on his full medication. So why didn't Ava just say like, you know what? I know Sonny's mad at me because what I did with that. But if I tell him right now that I just found out about this medication, even though she could lie and say when she actually found out about it. But if you get Sonny back on his full medication, he might be like, you know what? On second thought, I still don't like you, but I'll just keep the joint custody arrangement the same because why not? F it. I don't like you. You stay away from me. But you know what? I haven't really been feeling myself lately. But now that I know what's going on, um, then yeah, we'll just keep the
He
arrangement the way it
had
is.
ultimate, ultimate get out of jail free card.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been forget all the stuff, but well, there is no coming back from outing Blaze in that whole situation because
Yeah,
that
he
was
was. Well, he would still be angry about that, but that
yeah,
would that would quickly but
but
that would
it
quickly be overshadowed because his anger would be on Valentine once he figured it out. Because well, Abe doesn't know that it was Valentine, but Sonny is smart because Sonny's gonna be like, I want to know who messed with my medication and blah 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 blah. So that's where all his energy would have went
and
to instead of Abe.
do you know the moment she could have just like got herself a get out of jail free card when Carly came over there and Carly went to that bathroom and was starting to rifle through the medicine and was asking like, "Are you taking your medicine? Is it the right dosage? Is it this? Is it that?" Ava was standing right there, and Ava could have said, "Listen, I just found out that this is not the right dosage."
Mm-hmm.
All the time that because Carly was like, "This is the same thing with Morgan. Do you remember?" Like she's saying this, you have the ultimate get out of jail free card right there. When the night he threw her out. And I feel like this is less to do with Avery. It's the fact that she no longer has access to Sonny.
Mm-hmm.
The moment you get put out, the moment you say, I want full custody, you could have saved yourself from getting put out to be like, listen, um, the pharmacist called, or I heard somebody talking about the fact that you're only getting half a dosage. Now you want to take him down to a placebo?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is where we're gonna get the ghost of Morgan that we're
Mm-hmm.
supposed to get in August. I feel like this is, or is it July? I don't really care when he pops up. We're just happy to see you back. I think this is when we're gonna get the quote unquote ghost of Morgan because he's going to be a hallucination. Like every other time Sonny has been in a situation, he's hallucinated someone or he's dreamt of someone. Like the last time his life was in utter danger when, Sam lost her mind, had
He
toxoplasmosis,
dreamed about Stone.
mesothelioma,
Mm-hmm.
only you could prevent forest fires. We saw Stone. Um, Back in like the 2000s when Carly's screaming like my husband's not dead, the original Carly, I love me some Sarah Joy Brown, okay, Claudia Zakara, when she's in the hospital screaming my husband's not dead, he's dreaming of Lily. We just gonna get a ghost Morgan, and it's just like, can you tell your daddy that Morgan, not Morgan, Ava is messing with his medication, and we can be done with this because
True.
I'm tired.
Mm-hmm. But like I said, this is gonna backfire because Avery's definitely because even now she's old enough to understand a little bit that her daddy might be off. So if she finds out that you switched his medication, she's gonna hate you right now. Instead of waiting until she's a teenager, she's gonna hate you now. But she might not want to see you herself because they just
Not
told Sonny that. Because think about it, when Diane told Sonny that, oh yeah, if you teach Avery's gonna hate you if you keep her from her mother. Now that's true.
mhm.
However, now he has the ammunition because he could just tell Avery, your mother was switching my medication out. So he could tell her that right now.
But here's another thing that I don't think, and honestly, I feel like they be stealing my stuff. Here's another route they can go. The judge could be like, both of y'all are unfit. This one's unstable. You're a murderer. We're gonna give. We're gonna grant custody to a third party. Now, the third party could be either Michael, Dante, which would then force Dante and Sam to move out of the penthouse building.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she ain't got no family left, or put her back with Carly and she has her sister and they can go back to how they were living when they all lived in Greystone together. That is another aspect of this, because if you let fake Jagger tell it, everybody going to jail.
Hmm. But Carly doesn't have any legal standing to Avery, so therefore that would be one of her siblings probably. So if
Mhm.
that route, it would be Dante or Michael, um, one of them, one of that route.
Quartermains for the rest of the summer with all the rest of the kids, because
Hmm.
they running a halfway house for children.
Hey Melanie, hey Darby, how are
Hello,
you?
hello.
And hey Deluxe Enterprise, but I know you don't like fake Jagger, which I call him, but I love that chemistry between him and Ava though. They
Oh yeah,
definitely
I
have
love
hot chemistry. I've been saying that from day one when he put her in her place in that warehouse. I'm like, yes, Jagger is that man that could put Ava in check. See, Ava, my thing is with Ava, all of her relationships, like usually she's like the dominant one in the
that.
relationship, but she really needs a man that will really not take any of her crap. Like Griffin was a pushover. Um,
He was a man of the
more,
cloth,
more,
but
yeah, exactly. Morgan was a
he was young.
he was barely legal, so he wasn't ready to really step to Ava like that. And then Nicholas was an idiot. So,
Listen, Nicholas.
well,
Nicholas.
actually, no. Let me technically, no, not my Nicholas was an idiot. Nicholas Cassadine is Tyler Christopher.
I love that Nicholas. Listen, Nicholas. No matter how you like, when it came to him, I feel like all of them, except for the one that was on the plane with her, which is the one that we currently have, who's in the clanker. Um, Nicholas, like the Nicholas, the character, always gathered Ava, but at some point they started writing Nicholas very docile, and I was like, where's the Cassadine spirit? Where's the Cassadine blood? Where's the one who came carrying Ava back in after Valentine threw her off the castle wall and all that stuff? What is going on here? Austin was a pushover. He just went with whatever she wanted, and they didn't even have a relationship like that. It wasn't like romantic, if I remember. It was more like a
More
ooh,
like they were black. She was being blackmailed.
like we're being blackmailed together, so we have to help each other. But he too was a pushover. I think her and Fake Jagger would work, but the problem is Ava's a criminal at heart.
Hmm.
She always has to do some shady dealings. But I mean, if they was to fall into bed together, I wouldn't be mad at it. And maybe a pregnancy happens, and then we really
Oh,
got
she's a little too advanced in stage. You're
no.
talking
She
about
not.
having another baby.
Look at wait. Carly got pregnant with Donna in her big age.
People keep saying that, but Kylie was that was 6 to 7 years ago already. Even though it was really in 2019, but they already Sorose.
Listen, she did her big one with that one. Maybe this would be a humbling experience for Ava. I don't know.
She ain't having no more babies. All right,
But
she ain't got no eggs left.
you know what made me so happy with Sunny this episode for
What? Oh
when,
yeah, I know. I think I already know.
when he asked Fake Jagger, "Where's your son?"
That is something you would have said.
I told you they stealing my stuff.
They
Because
are. They're listening to you.
I too have been wondering, where is your son? Is he even still alive? Like, I know the actor who played his son on Night Shift passed away in real life a couple years ago,
Mhm.
but they replace actors all the time for characters. He was a kid then. We talking about an adult. Where's your child, sir? Is he at school? Does he have a job? Is he married with children? What is going on? Where's
You
your
have
kid?
any grandchildren? What you doing?
Like, what is going on? Is he in California with Robin and Patrick? We don't know, but these are the questions we want to ask. Where is your child? And if I bet you he's wondering, now how does Sonny know I have a kid? Child, Robin told him. The same Robin you got a problem with, but we're going to reiterate this one more time for the people in the back. You did not care about your brother. You had beef with your brother. When your brother was dying, you only came to see him once. You didn't even show up to the man's funeral.
Member for 3 months. Love being here. Thank you, George. I love having you here too.
Yes,
And
all the members.
Gemini, what time is it? It's time for Gemini to get a watch. Hello, it's 8:21. um, but yes. What else? So what else on General Hospital?
Um,
Nasty Drew, and kissing mother daughter on the same with on the hour. Just nasty.
Now, please tell the people that I've been called this.
Yes, she did.
I said that this was going to happen because she was too much. Oh my God, you saved my life, and you're just such a good person, and oh, I love you, and you puppies and rainbows and sunshine and cookies and candy and cakes. I'm like, can y'all get her some long hair, a little dark eyeliner, so she can really be a bad girl? Because she getting on my nerves with this. Oh my God, he saved my life. He didn't do nothing.
Thank you.
Did he give you some bone marrow? I don't think so. Did he
Overhead.
did he risk his life trying to get away from Victor? I don't think so. Did he do anything that a medical procedure had to do with to help you? No, I don't think so. Did he lose a child, get kidnapped, and have to give bone marrow? No. You know who did? Dr. O. And if let me tell it quiet as it's kept, and I was about to say it. I feel like Britt is still alive.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only reason why she ain't came and told Laura about herself.
Oh yeah. Or no, forget Laura. She hasn't gotten Heather yet. She hasn't broken into that prison to get Heather out yet.
Right. I feel like Nathan's gone. He ain't coming back.
Mm-hmm.
But Britt, I feel like Britt is alive somewhere, and she's keeping her alive somewhere. And I want Britt to come back because I want her and Jason to be a thing. Because Britt put Jason in his place and let it be known that I'm not second choice. I'm always first choice.
Exactly.
And Jason put Carly in her place for Britt. The girls
I
aren't
love
ready.
that scene. When
The girls.
Carly was, because I remember that scene vividly when Carly was like, "Oh, why are you talking to Brett? Nobody in town likes Brett." Jason was like, "First of all, nobody liked you either."
He got her
And
together.
he
He
got her
got her,
right together.
ate her up, and I was like, "This is a moment I've been waiting for." Because I do love me some Carly, but sometimes she gotta be put in her place so she know. Listen, you're not always gonna be first choice.
Mm-hmm.
But back to Drew. Ugh.
Just,
It, ugh. I feel disgusted. Because you went from first of all, everybody like, oh, they just had a little kiss. I said, it wasn't a little kiss. They was tonguing each other down, and whatever was it the sunroom? I don't know. Whatever. The Carter Main Mansion has a lot of rooms. I want Monica to just number them off so I can figure out where I'm at when I go to visit. But y'all in this room alone. And I said, what told me that this was about to happen was on the 4th of July episode where they sitting all close to each other on the couch. And she's like, oh, thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be able to dress up more and not being in scrubs. And oh, you would have won all the beauty contests. That's not something you say to your nephew's wife,
mm-hmm.
especially being so close on the couch. Then she leaning on the wall like she leaning on some lockers in high school, and y'all about to get yelled at for doing PDA in the hallway. Drew,
Gemini up on Drew is the man. Oh no, he is not.
Drew is a hoe. Excuse my
Mm-hmm.
French. He's a 304. Okay, a 3, 0, and a 4. Okay, that's what he is. He gets around. He's a pass around Sally. Okay, he's a run around Sue. Everybody done had a little piece of that man. Sam, Carly, Nina, Willow, what that lady name is? Oscar's mother.
Oh, Kim.
Kim then
Kim.
had one, two, three, four. That's 5 women. I thought Jordan was gonna get a little piece of them too. He's just the runaround Sue. Everybody done had him. He is the community chest of Port Charles. Drew.
Drew was keeping it in the family, and I'm here for it because Michael was too damn controlling. You wait until Michael finds this out, though.
But
We all know how Michael is. Once you cross Michael, he turns into such a little bitch.
But that's the thing about it. Everybody's like, "Oh, Michael's so controlling when it comes to Willow," and it's just like y'all have to remember when it comes to the Nina and Willow situation, that was more on Willow not wanting anything to do with Nina because Nina's eavesdropping and then going off and telling Shiloh jump started everything that we found, like the baby switch. This is when the baby switch comes up. And that breakdown she has in the hospital room with Chase when she finds out, oh, my baby's not alive, my baby died. Like, I thought that this baby that I had been with, Wiley, this entire time was my child and I'm helping taking care of him, only to find out that this ain't my kid. Like, Nina had done some jacked up stuff to her. She's the reason why she was no longer teaching. We're not gonna forget that the reason why Willow was no longer teaching is because Nina lobbied against her. Well, the original Nina.
Mm-hmm. The Amazon Michelle Stafford.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Laura B. How are you?
Hello, nice to meet you as well. Like Nina, I feel like I'm gonna have to do something about like breaking down where their animosity comes from. So it wasn't more of him being controlling, it was legit. She didn't want nothing to do with Nina for the longest time. And then here comes the community chest, the pass around Sue. Hi, Nola. Hello.
Hi, Nola. How are you?
They do. They do. The stories do need Maury. Here come Drew, the pass around community chest, bigging up Nina, and now it's just like Michael's like, I don't want Nina around. I don't want her in our lives. She sent you to prison. Like y'all did what y'all did, but you went to prison. My mama lost her hotel. All this stuff is she kept Sonny away, even though she's like, well, I tried. You tried once and then try again. But then it's like, you know what? Whatever Willow wants, I'm here for it. I just want to make her happy. And that's been his whole thing. I just want to make Willow happy. Whatever makes her happy, I'm going for it. It's just like, okay, whatever makes her happy. Currently, what's making her happy is being around your uncle. Eventually, what's going to be happy is her and your uncle playing mattress tag.
He
I said,
won't be making her happy no more.
nope. I said they're going to be the problem with, and I'm glad they had Jocelyn explain like the dynamics of, sorry, my dog, the dynamics of what the Quartermain mansion is and like what's going on, like who is in charge of what. Talk to Michael. Now y'all have the garage apartment. Oh, Monica put him in charge of the estate and who gets to live there.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, cool. Now see, here's the problem. They live in the garage apartment. The garage apartment overlooks the garage and the drive, like all of that. Do you know what? And I learned this from. I'm gonna go back and watch it. I know how you feel about Lois, but I love me some Lois. I'm gonna go back and watch how that storyline played out. When Lois and Brenda got the gatehouse for L&B Records when they first started out, it would be going up and down the driveway, getting to the gatehouse. Now there's an apartment over the garage. Now we can look out the window and see y'all creeping in the middle of the night.
Oh yeah, so Jocelyn and Trina is gonna expose that. Probably Jocelyn.
It probably won't even be. I'm gonna be honest. It probably won't even be Jocelyn and Trina who catch them. It could.
Geo.
It could be Geo. It could be Dex. Sasha knows, and Sasha trying to go tell somebody. She really wanted to tell Cody. She. Ooh.
And yes, Darby. Kiki is Nell and Willow's sister. Ava's daughter.
She is. Cause Silas.
Scientist. Yeah, so that is their siblings.
Is just bring Silas back. If y'all not gonna bring Finn back, bring Silas back. At least Silas know he got one kid, and then he can grieve Kiki, and then him and because he hated Ava. Now that was a formidable opponent for Ava.
Yeah, but actually, remember he kidnapped Avery to save Ava's life with that bone marrow.
Mm-hmm.
Avery was a baby, so he had something for her. But he was mad when he found out about Ava and Morgan being together over Kiki behind Kiki's back. He was going to tell on her, but
Mm-hmm.
he never got the chance because Madeline put a knife in his back. Uh, that was just. But speaking of
That lady.
Sasha, I want to talk about Cody and Mac for a second. We really had to sit through that storyline for 5 years just for predictable Mac was going to be mad. We all know Mac's not going to really stay mad because, like, really, like, I'm sorry. I know Mac is a nice character, is a nice guy, a legacy character, but they wanted to give him a permanent, a biological kid. But like, come on, seriously, we like, what is really the good drama of Matt being mad for 5 seconds?
I think, and I'm gonna just say this: I think Mac being mad for his little 5 seconds, because it's really gonna be 5 seconds. This is your son. This is your biological child. You got he could change his last name to Scorpio if Drew could change his last name to Quartermain. We got a male hair Scorpio because Robert only had Robin.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't had no biological kids, and I'm not sure if y'all ever had any other siblings. Okay, he gonna be mad for 5 seconds, but then he's going to accept his son because it's just like it's your son. You've always wanted a biological child. You spent so many years on this soap opera taking care of other people's children because their mamas and their daddies were some deadbeats. I'm sorry. Anna and Robert were some deadbeats. I'm sorry. Frisco and Felicia was some deadbeats. Frisco's still a deadbeat. Where is Frisco? We don't know. But he to explain how the actor who plays Mac, he was off getting his chemotherapy, to explain why Mac was gone for so long. Oh, I made a promise to Frisco years ago, and he called in that promise or that favor, and I had to go help him. Fine,
Mm-hmm.
Frisco is still a deadbeat. You've been taking care of all these people's children for so many years. You finally got a biological child, and honestly, it's really going to be a situation of Cody really is going to have to sit down and explain to Mac, listen, I never felt worthy. Like, when you think about the character, he explained to us that he thought one man was his father, he wasn't his father. Then he thought the other man was his daddy, wasn't his daddy. Then it's just like I spent my entire life jumping from scheme, scam, flim flam, everything else to get by. So when I finally get this, I have a father, I have a pappy. Oh, I can't do this. No, no, no. Self sabotage. Self sabotage 3000. And shout out to Maxie. I love her because she's the queen of self sabotage.
Yes, I love Maxie
I love
regard.
I love Maxie because as soon as Maxie told him, remind me to tell you about that time I lied about being pregnant to keep a man away from his family. I said, Maxie, y'all doing this because Lucky is coming back. Quit playing with me.
That is true. Lucky is on his way back.
But I loved how Maxie was like, listen, I've screwed up so many times and y'all have forgiven me. And it's never been like to the point where you just want to say, no, I'm done with you. Honestly, Matt gonna be mad for about 5 seconds and he need to be mad for about 5 seconds. Because Felicia explained it.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, T Feisty, Mother
Yes,
Feisty. That's my
how are
creative.
you? And hey, Allison. Did Cody need to have that convo? Shit, listen, lately oil not complaining, just saying, LOL.
I mean, he worked down in the stable, so what do y'all want him to do? The oil was supposed to represent that he was working hard for the money. He worked hard for the money, so you better treat him right.
Or B says, LOL, Allison, I can't complain either.
Don't complain about it. Just enjoy the moment. Just enjoy the moment. They need to have a conversation now. Felicia did explain to him, hey, he's always wanted a biological child, and at some point in his life, he just understood that that was never going to happen for him. Because once again, Felicia was a deadbeat for so long that she didn't stick around long enough for them to have any kids together. Catherine was a runaround Sue as well, was the community chest and was going in and out of his life. So she really didn't stick around long enough for them to have a kid together because she was hopping from the man to man to man, trying to get rich real quick. And anybody he really got involved with would like hop in and out of his life. And he just decided that, hello,
Hey, Double C.
hi.
Um, and hey, Spider Quick. Spider Quick says, I'm on Laura's side. I get why Portia's mad, but the law is a law. And if there's new evidence, Laura has every right to use it. First of all, Heather has been that same way since 1970. So the law might BS. Heather was already a killer long before that.
Because the people, so can I tell the people?
Uh-huh. You can tell the people.
Let me tell y'all, to the people, okay, to this one right here. Picture it. Port Charles, 1970s, around 75, 76-ish. Heather comes on the scene. She gets obsessed with Jeff Weber, one of them Weber boys. She was obsessed with one of the Weber boys. She gets pregnant. He was somebody else. He don't want that baby. He want her to have a big A. He want her to go to the children's chop shop and be done with it. She lies to him and says she does, and she sells Stephen Lars. Now, Stephen Lars gets sold, but he also gets adopted. When she figured out who his adoptive parents were, she did everything she could to take Diana out. To the point where she tried to send Diana on an LSD trip. She got a lot of LSD. The person told her, only use a little bit. Don't use too much. You use too much, you're going to start tripping out, hallucinating, and seeing things. What Heather did, she used the full thing. Put it in a little iced tea. Now, back in the day, and they should bring these back if they haven't already. The Lazy Susans. That's where you put your drink on it and you can spin it around, and you don't have to worry about getting no drink rings on your coffee table, no nothing. The iced tea is on the Lazy Susan. She put the LSD in Diana's drink. She has hers. Lil Stephen Lars starts playing with the Lazy Susan and starts spinning it around because it's fun to play with for a little kid. She ends up drinking the LSD laced iced tea and she shaking on the ground, hallucinating. She listen. Her and one of the Weber boys was married, so he had to have her locked up. So Diana, she becomes a widow. Diana is here. Oh, Diana was that girl. She was. Diana and the Weber boy, at this time, Heather's husband, they start, forming a relationship, start messing around. He's there for Stephen Lars. At some point, he finds out that Stephen Lars is his son. Heather can't have this. So Heather concocts a plan. Because she faked like she was crazy up in that psychiatric ward, but she wasn't. She concocts a plan. She steals the nurse's outfit, some keys, some gloves, a dress, a hat, a coat. She steals all this stuff to go pew pew Diana in the night. And she got away with it because her mama took the fall for it.
And to be clear, you're not. I don't think. I think she's referring to Diane Miller, though. You're referring to a different Diana, right?
Oh, Diane. Diane is still the same Diane we have today.
Yeah, yeah, but you're referring to. You said who Heather went after was someone named Diana.
Diana. Like she was one of those. Back when the show used to really focus on the people at the hospital, she was a nurse who was married to a doctor. There's the Unaliving Diana. There is the marrying Scott. This is how they got Franco, and she ended up selling Franco as well. Married Scott in order to control Jason Quartermain because they thought Jason was going to go to Heather after Susan passed away. Because Heather and Susan, which is Jason and Drew's biological mother, were first cousins. They thought Jason was going to go to Susan, not Susan, Heather. So Scott had married Susan because he wanted to get control of Jason's trust fund. Everybody knew Jason was a quartermain. Wanted to get control of the trust fund. Then Heather and Scott, after Susan died, they concoct this plan like, we're gonna be together, we're gonna get married, we're gonna do all this because we're gonna get custody of Jason, then we're gonna control the quartermain money. However, that don't work because Alan come and claim his son and takes him home. Heather has done some like she hung little baby Danny over the
Exactly. Almost killed him. Jason, he's lucky. We're lucky Jason was able to catch him because
they
she was about to say if they were both about to jump off that roof, and but luckily Jason got it.
all because she thought Danny was Franco's son. We're not going to forget the LSD trip she sent Olivia on because Olivia was with Stephen Lars at the time. It's time for him to come back. Where's Stephen Lars at? He didn't pay
I know
this
he's
dude.
still in jail. Sure.
Let him come home. Okay, we need more Webbers on the show. So he kept Elizabeth in check. He told her the truth at all times. But listen, Portia, I'm gonna be honest. Portia got on my nerves this episode because you're acting like you don't know why these questions are being asked. Now, Heather told Laura, leave it alone. I'm where I need to be. Who knows what I could do if I get up out of here? I could have the urge, somebody could look at me funny. You're like, you know what? Let me go get my hook. Somebody could step on my pinky toe. You know what? I ain't hooked nobody in a second. Let me go get my hook. But Portia, you were on, like, you took the oath to do no harm.
Hello, Double C says this is GH News 101. I'm learning something new. Hey, she's educating me too. I'm sitting there. I'm like a kid in class. I'm like, wait a minute. Let me
I
take
tried.
notes.
If anybody's ever wondering, like, I tried so hard to go like back and find old episodes.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I know how like Ned and Lois started and L&B Records and how you have to cross the driveway to get to the gatehouse. I try to go back and watch the old episodes, and that's how I start to learn about like what Heather was up to because I was like, there's reading it and then there's watching it.
And then Gemini says, and that's why I didn't feel sorry for Scott's kid because Scott has done some shady ish.
Scott has always
Always chasing that mighty dollar.
like Scott, like you could be like, oh yeah, Laura and Luke, really messed him over and all of that stuff. But when it comes down to it, Scott has always had a shady past. And you can't, I'm going to say this because it irritated me that we know Ava's going to manipulate, but Ava, like, well, Sonny doesn't deserve to be a father to Avery and he doesn't deserve to have custody, especially after what he did to your late wife. Hold on, back up, wait a minute. They were not husband and wife when she passed away. She was engaged to a whole other new man. They were divorced. They had been divorced for some years by the time Karen passed away. And really, because Port Charles is not canon and what happened on Port Charles really does not matter to the story of what's happening on General Hospital, y'all could just bring her back. Truly, y'all could bring Karen back and give her let her go off and be with Jagger so he can get out of my way.
Hi Tommy, how are you? Tommy says Devon is jealous of Billy. That's on the young and the restless. Speaking of you, what do you think about Devon and Billy?
I think Devon, like, give me a moment, because it has nothing to do with Devon. I think Devon is always going to have an issue with Billy, just due to like some factors. Like, let's be honest, the way Billy and Chloe's daughter Delia came about was that Billy was with Lily. Well, no, Kane and Lily were together. Chloe slept with Kane, but she had also slept with Billy and she had gotten pregnant. Everybody thought that Delia was Kane's, and Lily and Billy were an item at this point. And also, Lily was going through her cancer treatment, so she thought she'd never be able to have kids. And when it came out, people were really upset that, like, Billy, you knew this was your kid, you played in her face, like, how could you? And then over the years, like, no hate towards Billy, but he, you're a little shady. Look at who your mama is. Both of y'all shady together. And be honest, Devon has really had to work for everything he's gotten in life. The only thing that he didn't really have to work for and that was handed to him was the fact that he didn't know Tucker was his biological father. And he didn't expect Catherine to leave him any money after, like, she passed away. Like, that was something he didn't have to work for, but it was unexpected. And he's tried every single day since getting that money to do something good with it. Now, he slipped and he's fallen, and he fell on Neil's wife a couple times. But that's neither here nor there. But Billy, you are and will always be that spoiled kid whose mother and father gave him everything and whose mother has coddled him. And I understand why Devon don't like him. Like, who are you to tell me what to do?
Hi, Paris. How are you?
Hi, Paris. Hello. Like, who are you to tell me what to do? This is half my company, too. Don't tell me what to do.
Gemini says Devon is not jealous of Billy. Devon just feels that all the opportunities that Billy have, he is still a train wreck. Well, Billy will forever be a train wreck.
Like, he is a train wreck. Like, we think back to his marriage with, what that lady name is? Big Eye. She got big eyes.
Not big eyes.
Victoria. Think back to Billy's marriage to Victoria. Everything was going good up until Delia passes. Well, Adam runs over Delia. And now he's...
After Billy left her unattended. In the dark, with a car, in the dark, in the dark. Even I remember I was 10 years old when I saw that playing out. I'm like, why would he leave her in there alone? Even I said that thing. I wasn't even trying to pay attention to the show, but I'm like, why would he leave her alone in that car? What is wrong with her?
Billy the car by herself. Adam runs Delia over. Now Billy is feeling guilt, and he's feeling guilt for leaving her in the car by herself, but he also is feeling like, oh my God, my child is gone. Oh, my heart is broken. What am I gonna do? Crying them sad white man tears. And then, because he is the king of self-sabotage, and he's a train wreck waiting to happen, no matter what relationship or good things are happening in his life. He goes and cheats on her with Kelly. He cheats on Victoria with Kelly. And I remember how he told Victoria, because I remember this is when Billy Miller left the rest in peace Billy Miller. I remember this is when Billy Miller left left the character of Billy and left the Young and the Restless, and they brought back David Tom, who played him like in the early 2000s, and he's just crying, like, I slept and hugging up on her, and like, oh my God, it's so bad. I slept with Kelly. I cheated on you. It's like, oh, this don't even hit the same because I know my voice is annoying to people, but his voice is annoying to people. This don't even feel right. Like the Billy we had, he had his stubble. He was really going through it. He was down. You could see it. This one is just like,
yes, nice pattern behind you. She be keeping her facts. She be having her facts together
oh,
with these shows.
my tapestry, yes. Billy is a train wreck. Billy is always going to be a train wreck. Now, what I'm waiting to see is, because I remember when he found out about Nick and Phyllis down to the wedding and he punched Nick in the face.
Mm-hmm. Now, I thought that was a missed opportunity because that was perfect when Sharon slapped when the Nick and Sharon's final wedding engagement, whatever that was, and Sharon said, I'm not gonna leave with someone that cheated on me with Phyllis," and she slapped the taste out of Nick. She should have turned around and backhand Phyllis right then and there. That would have been an epic part of that scene. But I don't think Sharon and Phyllis have ever actually fought in each other. As many arguments and face to faces as they have, I don't remember them ever having a real physical brawl with each other. She's had brawls with Nikki's.
No, They've gotten into brawls. That's how Phyllis ended up in the hospital for what, like a year or
Oh
two.
yeah, because she shoved her down the stairs.
Now, somebody who should really be in trouble is Phyllis, because honestly, Phyllis, had you not gotten to that fight with Sharon up on the mountains, and Drusilla was trying to break y'all up, Drusilla would have never went over. This is all your fault. I never see it for you.
Mhm.
We would still have
Uh,
Drusilla. I'm well. I know the behind the scenes stuff, but in my mind, we still have Drusilla. Had you not gotten into that fight with them up on that mountain, um, I can't wait for Billy to find out about Chelsea and Adam.
mhm. I'm very upset with Adam for what he did with this. I'm very disappointed in him. We had to sit through a whole year of Adam crying for Sally every single day, whining and pouting like a little bee for her. And then all us fans were saying we wanted Adam and Sally back together. We finally have it. And then now, less than 2 months later, she just moved in. Now she got to move. Now we got to go through all that. Like I thought they should have just designed their house together. This was perfect for them to be
Watch,
together, but now they messed it up.
watch Chelsea pop up pregnant.
Because she just had a baby in real life too, so they can't say, "Oh no, she's old." Nah, she just had a baby.
Watch Chelsea pop up pregnant and be uh, the the biggest slap in the face
To
to Sally,
Sally.
because Sally was pregnant and lost her baby. But oh, you going to cheat on me and you having a baby with your ex-wife? How dare you? I can't wait for Sally to rage hell. Okay, my good girl, my good friend. I love me some Sally. Okay, I
Yeah.
love me. I love when her and Bill was going back and forth. I hate it when she kissed Liam, because I'm like, ugh, somebody better, please. Ugh, yuck.
Uh huh.
And I was on Sally's side with that whole flow thing. How you gonna dump me for her?
Hmm.
Like, really? You looking down on me about what I done and the secrets I kept, but she was the one of the main culprits in the baby switch.
Uh huh. Right. She was right. She got paid for it. Sure.
I didn't get paid for nothing.
Exactly. She got $50,000 out of it.
Did I get $50,000 out of knowing about the baby switch? No, no, didn't. Did I get Spectra Designs back after the baby switch? No, no, don't think I did. Did I get a promotion for knowing about the baby switch? No, didn't get nothing.
But if Chelsea is pregnant, I do kind of hope it's Billy's because that would right or wrong after she gave up Johnny to let Victoria raise him. But now it would be a nice happy little family. Johnny, Billy, Chelsea, and the new baby. We'll tie that. We'll tie them closer together than ever before. Because now Johnny would have no choice to be at least a little bit closer to Chelsea since that's his full sibling. That would be a nice little family that they would have together. That would drive Victoria nuts. Even though her and Billy not together, she would be definitely jealous of that.
I, I'm gonna be honest. I want to see a cast switch,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to see Heather Tom, who plays Katie,
Mm-hmm.
come back and play Victoria. Come back and get back into the role she originated. And I would love to see Amelia, who plays the current Victoria, go and play Katie. I feel like she would be, what's the word I'm looking for? She wouldn't put up with the mess of her siblings if you had that person playing Katie. Because every time we get like a new person playing the character, we get a new personality trait unlocked in them. So I feel like, can y'all switch them? She goes back, because that Victoria, like, this would be when they did the storyline of Cole coming back and obviously Claire and the baby. I was like, this would have been the perfect time to characters.
Mm-hmm. Are you Team Jack or Team Victor? Team Jack all the way. Could someone please let Jack punch Victor in his face. Just one good touch. Just right now, I know Victor still got hands. I know Victor is still very capable. So I know Victor's gonna fight back. But please just end the episode one day with Victor so smug in his chair or whatever. Type of, oh, you gonna throw another chair out of the window? Nope, but I'm gonna throw this. Bam, and knocks Victor smooth out. That ends the episode. That will be a cliffhanger Friday. Just not with Victor with the camera on Victor like knocked out. That would be epic.
Victor, oh my God, Victor is sick. Victor, you too old to be doing this.
Mm-hmm.
You too old, Jack too old, your wife too old. Quit with the games. At the end of the day, you upset at Jack because of whatever went on with Nikki in that hotel room. They did not have sex. Nobody wanted to see that. But him putting his sobriety and his life at risk actually helped get her into rehab. So thank Jack. Be thankful to him. Because had he not did that, she'd still be out here drinking 5/5 of vodka every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And looking like the crip
They
people.
try to make her go to rehab. She said no,
No,
no, no.
when I come back. Listen, she wasn't trying to go to rehab. At the end of the day, they beef goes so far back because of Jabot and the fact that Victor got Ashley pregnant in the 80s. And, she went down to the children's chop shop and she ended up in a psychiatric hospital. That's where we first got to see all her alters, but they really didn't play into it. I'm
Thank
team
you, Laura B. I'm Team Jack too. I'm
I'm team
Team Jack too.
I'm Team Jack. Like all the grandmothers, all the praying grandmothers, they love them some Victor. But right now, I can't be Team Victor because at the end of the day, it's not like Jack did anything bad to you. He put his entire life at risk. Diane was ready to pack the bags and move to Beverly. She ready to go. Like I'm leaving you because I don't know what you thought you was doing, but I'm not gonna be here for it. Now, did Summer do anything in particular?
Sorry.
Anybody as of recently?
Huh? Did what?
I Summer do anything as of recently this week to get on anybody's nerves?
Yep, she gets on my nerves every time she breathes. She be getting on my nerves.
I,
Like I was so happy, but Kyle finally got some balls yesterday, and he said, "You know what? I'm sick of this. You talk about you talking because someone said, yeah, Kyle, you're just giving me ammunition to go out the primary because he said, you know what? You're not even Harrison's biological mother. So
he said that.
therefore, yes, he said that.
Oh my God! Thank
He
you.
finally said it. He finally said it. Praise to God. He said, and then Summer was like, I've been Harrison's mother and everywhere. He said, well, guess what? Not
No,
biologically. So if you try to go for custody, you will lose. I'm like, finally.
that you didn't adopt him. You've been
No.
his stepmother. You didn't adopt him. That lady in prison didn't give up her rights to her child. You have just been a placeholder. Honestly, I'm gonna just say this. I know this sounds wrong coming from a woman, but this was ultimate karma. Because we not gonna forget you withheld was it a liver or a kidney? One of them organs, very vital, from Lola until Kyle broke up with her and married you.
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna forget that you decided to get back at Phyllis by sleeping with Billy. We're
Yeah.
not gonna we're not gonna
We're not
forget.
going to forget that you're responsible. You're responsible for the death of your unborn nephew. Remember that? Remember Riley? When Adam and Chelsea miscarried their first child together because Summer was drinking and driving. She caused that crash. She caused that. But yet she want to hate Adam so badly. But yet you barely want to acknowledge that you killed one of his children.
But then that also goes to the fact that the Newmans don't really hold certain children responsible. Like Victoria does not like she doesn't like Adam. She don't like Abby.
Well, she tolerate Abby better than she do Adam, but
She
barely.
in the years that have followed, she's gotten better at tolerating Abby, but she's never really liked Abby. But she hates Adam, and I'm sorry. Let's be clear. Yes, Victor loved his other wives, but he's never loved his other wives like he's loved Nikki and Hope. He was ready to give up everything to be with Hope. Hope was living in Genoa City, and it's just like, this is not where I'm supposed to be. And she took Adam and she left. Y'all had nothing to do with him. At the end of the day, it gives. If these children don't come from Nikki, we don't want to be there. Like, we don't want the Mississippi.
Exactly, but that's the thing that drives me crazy though, because Victor and Hope were really together. They were really in love, like, and that was all played out on screen. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't really get like why they act like, well, Adam wasn't raised with the number. Oh, Adam, like they act like Adam was some long lost child. That's bullcrap. They
So,
already knew that. Nick Newman was grown. I remember I saw the scene with my own eyes when Adam was actually born. Nikki had gotten a call from the hospital talking about, oh, Nick, congratulations, you have a baby brother, and Nick had to console her because she was so sad about it. Like, so all that was on screen. So the way they treat Adam like he's some like long lost child, like he don't belong right now. He belongs more than you because Victor and Hope were actually married when Adam was conceived and born. Unlike Nikki, when Victoria was born, that was before Nikki and Thing was married, and then even when Nick was born, that was after one of their billionth divorces. But Victor and Hope, they were in love and together.
when Nick was born,
Mm-hmm.
it was a toss up of who his father was. We're not gonna forget that, because she was jumping from, she was like a little bed bug, bed to bed between Jack and Victor, Jack and Victor, Jack and Victor, and it was like, who's the father? At one point, they thought Jack was the father until it was proven that no, Victor is, the biological father. But then at some point in time, like, this has been Nikki's MO from the very beginning. I break up with Victor, I go be with whoever I want to be with. But God forbid he moves on, I'm gonna be very upset. I'm gonna rage all types of hell, and my children are gonna do everything they can to drive these people away. Case in point, Victor and Ashley first got married. The first time, the first marriage, Victoria came back. Mind you, Nikki was married to Jack at the time. She had her little accident on the horse. She ended up, felt bad for her. She miscarried, but she then started. This is what started her pill and alcohol addiction after she hurt her back. Victoria leaves boarding school, withdraws herself, comes back home, and then decides that, well, I don't want Jack and my mom to be together, and I really don't want Ashley and my father to be together. I want my parents together. So I'm going to do everything I can to drive a wedge in between all of them, to the point where Ashley was like, I'm done. I can't do this no more. Because you try, like, Victoria is a brat. She's always been a brat.
Mm-hmm.
You tried to say that Ashley set you up to be almost essayed in the closet, and Victor fell for it. Because why would his daughter lie? Well, I'm sorry to tell you, your daughter is a liar. She lied like a cheap rug.
Mm-hmm. Nikki is an old drunk Brooke Logan. LOL.
And is.
I hope Adam don't go with Victor's plan, says Tommy. And then Laura B says, though I agree Summer has overreacted a lot, but she still cares about Harrison. Yeah, she cares about him, but she um needs to be put down several pegs. Like, in my opinion, I feel that Kyle should kick Summer out of Harrison's life. Like, they're not married anymore. That's just a part of the package. The
I
Summer is way too
involved.
possessive.
She should have went to jail. And I'm gonna be honest. She should have went to jail after what her, Phyllis, and Daniel pulled. But more her and Phyllis. Like, you want to be so upset at Kyle for divorcing you, and you want to be so upset at Diane and all of this. But let's be clear. That man wouldn't have come to town had it not been for Phyllis seeking him out.
Mhm.
He would have come to town later when he found out that that's where Diane was and she was alive. And yes, then everybody could have blamed Diane for that. But Phyllis actively was seeking him out and brought him to town.
Mhm.
Then all this stuff happens. You and this man concoct a plan to fake your own death and blame Diane for it. Diane is about to be convicted of murder and she's going to sit in prison for life. So, away from her son that just got her back, away from Jack and anybody else who is friends with her, Michael, who is her friend and cares about her, only for you to be alive and someone find out and be like, "No, I don't really care about my husband and how he feels. I don't really care that, his mother is going to be in prison for the rest of her life. Yes, hit the like button,
Yes, hit
please.
that like button. We have 22 people in the chat. That really does help keep this momentum growing. Thank you so much.
Yes, hit the like button, comment, tell your people about what's going on." Summer actively was like, you know what? I don't care about my husband or his feelings or his family or his mother. My mother's alive, and I'm going to do whatever I can to get her out of the country. Because remember, it wasn't a situation of Summer wanted Phyllis to stay in Genoa City. No, we got to get you out of Genoa City. We got to get you out of the country. You can't stay here anymore. Forget Diane being in prison.
Mhm.
And honestly, because he felt like something was going on, because he felt like you were hiding something, and that man thought you was having an affair, he followed you to that hotel room and found her alive, and then you tried to talk him out of turning her in. Oh yeah, that marriage was doomed. It was doomed.
Yeah, I have wanted so long for Adam to please cuss Nikki out, especially Mark Grossman's version of Adam. Like, I don't understand because I know Michael Mahoney's version. I didn't really get to experience him like everybody else did, but I do
Oh,
know that
uh,
he definitely would have stood up to Nikki way more than Mark Grossman. Like Mark Grossman is always so respectful and calm with Nikki, even though she be very rude and disrespectful to him. I don't understand why a long time ago he hasn't just called her, been like "F you, B" and all that, and then some. I would have been cussed Nikki out.
we we saw a little bit of that when oh, what is his name? And I love him, Justin Hartley, because
Uh-huh.
I saw him on Passions first, and then all the other stuff he did. We saw a little bit of the "you not about to play with me" from from Adam to Nick, Victoria, and Nikki when Justin Hartley played Adam. But then he got "This Is Us," and then we no longer had Adam.
Mm-hmm.
But this Adam, at some point, you just gonna have to put your nuts on the table and tell them how it's gonna be, cause they just running over you at this point.
Mm-hmm. So they would have never ran over the other ones.
Mm-mm. No, I know who you're talking to. You're not talking to me. At least my
Especially Nikki, because at least well, this Adam will at least give Nick and Victoria some sort of attitude back most of the time. But with Nikki, he'll take all of her verbal abuse with no even sort of. He doesn't even give her no attitude. It's ridiculous. I would have definitely like. I know she don't like him. I would definitely not like because she always didn't like him because she's jealous of Hope and Victor.
listen. She say she wouldn't be able to talk to me the way she talked to Adam. She'd say
Mm-hmm.
something. She, throw out something she'd have said to Adam, so I can give you a response. Because I'm trying to come up with it. Give me something she'd have said to Adam.
Um, when she'd be saying a lot of ignorant shit to Adam, but let me think right off the top of my head. You have 24 hours to leave General City, or this will end really ugly, Adam. You have 24 hours, or I'm gonna make sure you regret it for the rest of your miserable life. I'd have
Oh,
been like,
hold on. Okay, now I'm in the mode. I'm in that mode. You threatening me and telling me I got 24 hours to leave Genoa City. How about you got 24 hours to shut your mouth before I let your grandchildren know how you was spinning around on the pole and making your money back in the day? Oh, we ain't forgot about that little porn tape you made back in the day either. Now, I could put that out. It really hurt some feelings. Okay, listen, don't get mad at me. Don't be mad at me, because my mom and my daddy loved each other when I was conceived and I was born. The only difference is my mama and my daddy realized that they was from two different worlds and they wasn't gonna last. So decided to do what's best for me and let someone else raise me and give me the values and the morals that your children don't obviously have. Because honestly, look at them. Nick cheats on every woman he's ever been with. I wonder who he's learned it from. Oh yeah, that's right, you. Victoria is a spoiled brat. Now, we could blame our father for that, but let's be clear. She learned it from who? You. I mean, honestly, I'm surprised y'all have a good relationship. All that flip flopping y'all did with all the men y'all shared over the years. We're not gonna forget about that one now, are we? Um, just because my mom and my daddy loved me when I was conceived, and my daddy didn't love you and wasn't married to you when you conceived them brats I call brothers and sisters, don't mean you can be mad at me, okay? Listen, and this is Adam talking. This is not me talking. Go drink you a bottle of tequila and go dance on a bridge and get out my face. Okay, 25. Sally, she telling me I got 24 hours to leave Genoa City. Ooh, I'm scared. What you gonna do? Hit me with a fire poker? You already tried that with JT Hellstorm. And guess what he did? He came back to life. Okay, y'all tried to bury him in the park, and you know what he did? Clawed his way up out the dirt like he was Allison on Pretty Little Liars. Oh, 24 hours, I'm scared. 24 hours, what you gonna go do? Tell Jack not to be my friend no more? Jack don't listen to you, he with Diane. You know Diane you don't like? Diane, the one y'all got into a fight with? Diane, that she was this close to having a child with Victor, just like the rest of the women in the world? Like, you're not special? You're not even the first wife.
And
Be
you probably won't be the last.
Thank you. You won't even be the last wife. Be lucky he didn't lock you in the basement like he did his first wife, okay? You're not the first. You're not the second. You're not the third. Well, you might be the second and the third. But listen, you won't be the last wife. He done married so many people. Y'all done broke up so many times. What's another breakup between friends?
Yes, you need to follow her channel. Yes, absolutely. They need to follow you each and every day.
Talk about I got 24 hours. What's 20? Okay. Ooh, you know what? 24 hours is up. I'm still here.
Now, to be fair, Adam did tell he went right in Victor and said I needed to clear up a miscommunication on Nikki's part. She told me to back up. She gave me she's I, let me be very clear. I'm not intimidated by you, and I'm not going anywhere. So so now that we got that straight, and then that's when he told Victor, "Oh yeah, well, but I'm here to serve you."
Listen, I would have rolled up in Victor's office if I was Adam. This ain't me talking. This is Adam talking. If I was Adam, I would have rolled up. Hey, listen. You didn't check her. She got some problems. I don't know who she thinks she talking to. Okay, let me explain to you one more time. I don't know who she thinks she talking to. But as a fellow Kansan, okay, because I'm from Kansas, he from Kansas. Listen, us from the Midwest, we don't play these games. Okay, I don't know who she thinks she talking to in all her alcoholic glory. But you better check her, get her to rehab. You better find her hobby. Because I don't know what the sleeping her way to the top thought she was the VP, the CEO, or the HBIC, but she ain't in charge of me. You better get it before I do. Because I'm who's she talking to? Oh, she not talking to me? Oh, I'm cool. Oh, I'm gonna keep my position. Sally keep up. Okay, then we good. Who is she? She my mama. My mama in the ground. My mama been gone a couple years. Loved her. She was a good woman. But
Whatever you do, Josh Griffith, reach out and hire this Ranting with Ricardo. I bet you this would be if you were hired for Young and the Restless, this would be the first scene with you and Josh. She'd be like, hold up, Josh. Yeah, Josh, you did a real good job with this script, but bring that over here. Let me type this in for you, real quick. I bet you that'll be the first scene.
Wait a minute, because listen, I feel like the people be listening to me and stealing my stuff, whether it be from my Twitter or my YouTube channel. They be stealing my stuff. But let me be honest, Lily, and I don't want to take over your stuff, but it's just like this one little thing suggested for Lily. When she came back into the apartment, and she had her little grocery bag, and she like, I'm gonna make you some breakfast. We're gonna have some French toast, we're gonna have some bacon, some sausage, some eggs. First of all, I don't know why you cooking all that stuff. This is not an episode of 600 My 600 Pound Life, and Justin Whitehead is not about to be talking about the people on this show like that. Lily, come on. Come on with the come on. And she walked in on them having breakfast, and then she found out that they had been fooling around this entire time. Lily handled it so nicely.
Mm-hmm.
She was so nice.
I
It
would
was
have
like,
slapped the she should have slapped the mo off of Heather's lips.
it legit would have went down like this if I was in charge. Okay, we got to have some decorum about ourselves. But it would have went like this. Heather, you're fired. Okay. And if you want to know why you're fired, I'm not gonna give you a reason to sue me, little lawyer lady. But know this. Your actions,
Mm-hmm.
your actions are not becoming of someone who works in my company. It's giving very much gutter. It's giving very much street. It's giving very much hood. It's giving very much you weren't raised right and you have no morals. And seeing who your daddy was married to in order to create you, it's no wonder it's giving.
Who was her daddy married to?
I forgot, I forgot who Heather Mama is. I feel like Heather's mother was like a one and done because remember, Paul was married. Like Paul been married a couple times. He was married to Lauren back in the day. He was married to Christine. They're divorced now. Wasn't gonna last. I knew it. He was married to Eva Longoria's character, and they had their son, and he went crazy and all that stuff. But Paul didn't had him a couple women. Seeing who your mother is and who your father is, and the fact that y'all come from nothing and will never be anything, it's no wonder you did what you did. And if you really wanted him, you should have kept him instead of letting him go free. Now, Daniel, on to you. Because Heather, you're dismissed. Go and get out my office. Don't come back. Clear out your desk. I'm going to have security escort you out. You no longer work here. On to you. Listen, I'm not going to fire you. You're going to work here. And we're going to get as much as we can out of you. And I'm also going to make your life a living hell. Because, boy, you got another thing coming. Now, I know we used to be married back in the day. And we decided to start this relationship back up again. But how dare you put my life at risk by sleeping with your ex-wife? We don't know where she been at.
She was, because we all know, but we do know she was sucking. She was sucking internationally. So I don't know. I don't know who she was with. I don't appreciate that. All I see is that big ass mole on her lip. I don't know if that's herpes. So therefore, she needs to go. She needs to not be around me. And then you had the nerve. What was you gonna try to kiss me afterwards? Hell no. Like, look at me. Look at her. You got me effed up already. So therefore, I am firing you for wasting my time.
Not even that. She shouldn't have fired him. She should have kept him on and made every single day working there the worst day of his life to make him regret the life choices he had made. Because honestly, all you had to do, was break up with that woman while she was out of town taking care of her daughter after a fire. That's all you had to do. That's all you had to do. And y'all could have been no problems. Break up with her, say it's not working, say you realize you fall in love, you still love Heather, and kept it pushing. But instead of being an adult about the situation, you decided to cheat on her and play happy family and then play in her face when she came back. It would have been smoke in the city. Now, what has Hope done as of recently? Because I saw her being upset that Thomas is with Paris and Paris checked her about it. Now she's complaining to Brooke, and Brooke feels like she doesn't want Thomas and Hope to be together, but she doesn't want Paris and Thomas to be
Well,
together.
before I rip into Hope, like, because we all know that's my usual around here. But I want to rip into Brooke because I'm still heated about that scene from several weeks ago when she made Zende cry like a little. Like, first of all, bro. Yeah, she could talk about RJ is your cousin. Don't you have no more? How could you betray family like that? Hold up. And then this was the killer for me. When he started, because she said, you had no right to sleep with Luna. I would have been like,
Where?
look, let me tell you something. You had no right to sleep with Bill. You had no right to sleep with Deacon. You had no right to sleep with Oliver. You had no right to sleep with Thorn. You had no right to sleep with every single man in LA and worldwide.
That vagina has some miles on it. Now listen, I myself don't believe in slut shaming of the girls because you're gonna get it how you get it. There's no shame in your game. But I am the number one Brooke hater in the universe. And once, like again, I said, there's no hate to the actress.
That's me. I'm the number one Brooke hater.
Universe. You may be the world, but in the universe. The universe. The universe. The whole MCU multiverse. Number one Brooke hater here. Now, there's no hate towards the actress. Because, like I said before, I typically feel like if you can make me despise the character, not even despise, I hate this character.
Every fiber in my being. Like I've never hated any. Well, except for when Betty slapped my Ava. But outside of that, but that was just more disrespectful. How you gonna let a little day player come in? Because like as much as we have our issues with Ava Jerome, but she's always been portrayed as somewhat as a formidable, fierce character. So if she's gonna get slapped, let her get slapped by someone that she deserves to get slapped by. Like she should have been slapped by Olivia because you shot her and you killed her cousin. She never did anything to you. And we all know Olivia's from Bensonhurst and knows how to throw down. Olivia should have been punched Ava in her face. Or Carly could have slapped the taste out of Ava. That would have been understandable. How are you going to bring in this little day player extra who we don't even know like that? She's going to put her non-manicured hand on my Ava. Yo, I had to make first of all, I was on hiatus. I wasn't even going to do reviews anytime soon. I saw that video because then my friend Albert Bostic was like, did his review said about I don't care what y'all do, y'all better make Betty that right then and there. I paused that video right there. I took I waited until 5 o'clock on the dot when my shift was over that day. I got right up on there. I was like, warning, viewer discretion is advised. If you're sensitive, you might want to click off right now because I'm about to go off. Fuck that bitch. Yo, I was going in on that.
There are so many people who deserve to slap Ava. Like we back at Ava. I like to get on Twitter and see what the people are talking about with GH. I'm gonna tell y'all now. Please stop saying cancel GH. They always looking for a reason to cancel the soaps, and we only down to 4. 4 we can actually see on 3 we can actually see on TV. 1 is on streaming services only. Now we'll be up to 5 when the gates comes at the top of the year. But please stop telling them to do that. Because All My Children and One Life to Live had some of the best ratings at the time that they got canceled. Because allegedly the CEO who was over that department at the time said they didn't understand why people wanted to watch soap operas. And I'm like, that's so rude. We had so many stories to tell. I was waiting for another test pop up. Okay, bring back Nash. Do something. But I saw the people. They were like, "Why is everybody more mad at Ava for what she did? Releasing the recording. Why isn't anybody mad at Natalia?" First of all, we are mad at the foe. That's what I call her on my channel. The foe. We are mad at the foe. Because how dare you, like, I understand where you come from, those relationships of the LGBTQ community not being the normal and a lot of closed-minded people, but that's based off the religion and how you were raised and stuff like that. Like that part I can understand. But at your big age, you should be able to love your daughter no matter who she was dating, no matter who she was with, no matter what her life looked like. your love for your child should outweigh the hate you have towards that community. And obviously it didn't. So I don't see it for the fold. But where Ava messed up was, you knew Blaze was not out and proud and loud with it to the people, to the public. And you gave that man the audio to get back at Sonny and Natalia. Because not only did Sonny kick you out of the apartment, but also Sonny took her to the wedding. Brooklyn said it today, and we've been saying it for the entire time. You was never going to go to the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Lucille Ball on I Love Lucy said she wanted to go to the show. She wanted to play with the band Desi Arnaz. Okay, Ricky, I want to go to the show. I want to sing with the band. I want to do all those things. And he told her no. Well, I was here to tell you, Ava, you was never going to be able to go to that wedding because all the Falconary clan know that you know, on a live Connie, and so does the Cerullos.
And then Ava had the nerve to say to Sonny, "Oh well, that was never proven." Sonny said, "Well, that doesn't matter because I know and Olivia knows." And then you know what this crackhead logic she said, "Well, that was a really long time ago."
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. She let's like real recognize real. Let's talk about real life. If this was real life and the entire family, like all the families know that you unalived our family member, our beloved family member, okay? She had a few issues, but she was getting her life in order.
Mm-hmm.
Because Connie was getting her life together at the time that she was unalived. We all know this. Everybody knows you did it. The entire Bensonhurst knows you did it. You have not gone to jail. We still mad at Sonny for procreating with you. You come to this wedding, it's on site. Whatever happened, happened.
Exactly.
Whatever happened, happened. If you end up in a hospital, well, we didn't see nothing. Did y'all see something? No, I ain't see nothing. Girl, she slipped and fell. That's all I know. She slipped and fell. She had a little too much drink. She slipped, fell, hit her head, fell into the pool. Or whatever they was going to do to you because they knew. So you weren't going to be able to go to the wedding. So you do this to get back at Sonny and Natalia for going to the wedding and being wedding dates. But you wouldn't have the opportunity to do this to anybody else he took as a wedding date because you had already did your whatever he was going to do to Alexis, and at the end of the day, your brother made that bed, and now he had to lie in it. And you trying to go up for your brother. You the one who pushed him off the parapet at the Spoon Island.
Exactly.
After he blew up the bar. Quit playing as in, oh, I'm doing this for my brother. Honestly, I think this was a plan Ava had set up a long time ago. Push all the people out of Sonny's life. If I do this to If I do this to Alexis, she's going to be too busy doing X, Y, and Z to worry about Sonny. If I do this to Carly or say whatever to Carly or put a little bug in his ear about Carly, especially because I know his medication is bad, he's going to push away Carly, and Carly's not going to want anything to do with him. We can go at a later date. We can go down that history of Carly and Sonny. You decided to help him push, or you did it on your own, push these people out of his life. And when he started pushing back, you decided to get back at him by outing you outed their relationship. You quite possibly could put their lives in danger because people is crazy out here. Whether it's in the real life or the soap world, people are crazy. Anything could happen. You could put that baby Christina's carrying in danger. You could put Blaze and her in danger. You could put Natalia in danger because there's a lot of people who don't like the Phobes. It's a lot of people who don't like the Phobes.
Well, she has my permission to put Natalia in danger because I made it clear Natalia could get stabbed by 50 bees as far as I'm concerned.
Listen, I don't like Natalia because as much as people don't like Lucy, I love me some Lucy because she messy. And in the 90s, she kept her duck by her side. Mm-hmm. But you kept playing with their time and their money. Like, you sitting up here We done redid the contract 5 times already, and you still complaining, girl. No. I don't like people who, like, don't waste time, don't play. Time is money, and money is time. Stop playing with both of those things. And that's what she was doing with the rest of the deception.
But that's what. But one thing that about Blaze losing her singing contract. Well, number one, she can't sing. But number two, even if even if she could. Even if she could sing, like Natalia really needed to be knocked down that high horse. Like, first of all, your daughter ain't no Beyonce. Your daughter ain't no Taylor Swift. Your daughter ain't no none of these people. Like, she ain't on that level like Natalia thinks she is. So F her and all those contract negotiations. I agreed with Brock TV that she wouldn't even gotten a gym. All she would have gotten from me is a gym membership and $5. $5. I still thought the $5 was a little too generous.
She got 2 nickels to rub together fooling with me. Girl, I don't have to do this with your child. I'm like, if Blaze decided she no longer, first of all, they steal my stuff. I just want the people to know that. They be stealing from me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not me being delusional. They really do be stealing from me. Y'all need to go ahead and give me a job and speaking it into existence. Because this would be, since we like to touch back on stuff from the 90s, we didn't brought fake Jagger back. We're touching on those things from the 90s. Lois is here. We have somebody who's a singer. Deception is back. This would be a great time to bring back L&B Records. Now, granted, we can't do L&B Records in a gatehouse, but we could. Now, hear me out. We could do L&B Records in the gatehouse.
George said she can't sing. It's like hearing a dog.
Listen, we got to get some. Where the real singers at? Okay, where is Ricky Martin was on GH in the 90s, singer.
Mm-hmm.
Mary Mae Ward, she passed away. The actress passed away, so but we bring back the Black Quartermains. We would love to see them come back. The Wards, we would love to see them come back. This would be a good time to bring back L&B Records. And this would really be a good time to bring back L&B Records.
Hey, Solomon.
Lois can get back into her bag. Ned can get back into, helping or whatever. Bring back L&B Records. Brooklyn was so upset and saying, I lost my ability to sing, which, I'm going to be honest, Nina, that's why Brooklyn will never see it for your daughter. She'll never see it for you either. She may like Willow, but she'll never see it for Nell. She'll never see it for you, because we're not going to forget Nell went to slick slicing at that lady's throat. Mm-hmm. We thought Brooklyn was out of here. Wow. I said, not the throat. Not the throat. Or is she going to be able to speak? Oh my God, not the throat. This is the perfect time not only to bring back L&B Records, but it's also the perfect time to put Trina as the face of deception.
Yes.
Now we keep Lois because Lois gets us a market of the older women. Not old, but older women. Okay, and she, I'm gonna be honest, as much as people don't you don't like Lois, she does fit the market for the older women, but she also has that motherly vibe about her that it's just we can wear makeup and we can do this and we can go out, we can have fun and do all that stuff too. But put Trina as the face of deception, bring back L&B Records, you could sign Gio and him and his violin, we get us some real singers back, and I do you one better. I don't know if you remember, Carly used to have the club, The Cellar. And it was there was an entrance. Okay, so back in the early 2000s, Carly found a door. It was just the Black Quartermains, Justice with Sonny Sawyer, bring back Keisha for Jason. Y'all could do that. No, it wasn't just one. We had Justice's father, he had a sister. We just didn't see the sister as much. But Justice had a sister. And there are so many things. Yes, it was. It was originally a fish cannery.
And then Laura B says, I disagree about Blaze's voice. I like it.
To each his own. But there's so many things.
I think Dr. Terry should be the face of deception.
Boom. That's how you do it. Like you can have three faces of deception, right? Because they all gotta, they all have to fill a market.
Mhm.
You have Lois for the older crowd, okay? You have Trina for the young girls and the black girls, okay? We want somebody to look up to as well. And then you have Dr. Terry for the Lete Bete Quoi to show y'all that deception is very much in tune with what's going on in the world and the people of the world, and knowing that beauty comes in all different shapes, sizes, race, color, creed, ethnicities, and genders.
Mhm.
Boom, three markets. Dr. Terry, Trina, Lois. We knock it out. We be done. We don't really have to do that much. Everybody take care of themselves. Bring back. Honestly, there, like I said, there is a way to be like there are more Quartermains out there, because I see them building up the Quartermains again in the set like the 70s, the 80s, and the early 90s. The Quartermain Mansion was the hot spot to be at for all the events. Weddings, birthday parties, uh elections for politicians, holiday parties, like we were at the Quartermains. But back to Ava, because then her got off on this. Um the reason why what Ava did was so bad, even though I don't like the phobe and I feel no ways about her getting hers, is because Blaze wasn't out and you outed her. Like, you are just like the rest of these people who you get mad at somebody and decide to out them, and then you're like, don't really care. And now you can disagree, but does it feel like Ava feels like Sunny's children shouldn't feel a way about her, even though she played a part in their brother dying?
Uh-huh. They do feel some type of way. But Curry, I like your guess. She knows what she's talking about. Please bring back the wards. Yes.
Yes, bring back the wards. Bring back the ward house. Bring back the wards. I still feel like at some point bring back Dylan and then bring back his younger sibling PJ.
Oh yeah, Paul Hornsby Jr. Yeah.
Yeah, Paul Hornsby Jr. Bring back Jenny. Like, let's bring back the Spencers. I know Luke decided, his actor decided he's not coming back, and he lives in Amsterdam now. But we could bring them back. We can. There's a lot of things you can do. Reach back to some legacy characters. We less about what's going on in the hospital and more about what's going on in Port Charles. It used to be equal balance.
True. It.
I was
But what do you think about is Hope Logan officially turning into Brooke? I still
about
think she has ways to go.
let's explain something. Okay, first of all, let's talk about Brooke in this whole Zende thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is how I ended up finding you. This is how we ended up this is how I ended up finding your channel and everything. It was that video you made, and I saw it, and I said, "Now, who she thinks she is to be judging anybody?" Brooke, this is Zende talking. Although who you think you're talking to? Talk about I should have slept with Luna. Let's just run it down. You shouldn't have slept with my grandfather, seeing as he was married to my grandmother, and you really shouldn't have slept with him because that was your mama's man back in the day. You're just nasty. Talk about stealing your mama's man. You did, and your mama told you you needed to get some serious help with that, and you still went back to sleeping with him and then marrying him and then divorcing him and taking over his company. You shouldn't have tried to sleep with Ridge. You know, my uncle girl. You shouldn't have tried to sleep with him because you were supposed to be Caroline's best friend, the original Caroline, like Caroline Senior. You were supposed to be her best friend, but you were trying to steal her man the entire time. And then notice how every time one of the women in Ridge's life is dying, they somehow, some way make peace with Brooke, and then tell Brooke that she could have their men. That don't make no type of sense. But
Mm-hmm.
back to Zende. You tried to take him from Caroline, and then Caroline ends up dying. And then he falls for Taylor. Okay, my Aunt Taylor, get into it. She's beautiful, ain't she? Get into her. He falls for her, and you do everything in your power, short of sleeping with my grandfather, and then passing off and sleeping with my uncle, and passing off my grandfather's children as my uncle's kids to keep him away from Taylor. But he didn't want to stay away from Taylor because Taylor moved to the beach house, and he was pulling up on her every single day. Pulling up on her every single day, trying to see what she's doing and running the men off. Okay, we're not gonna forget you slept with my Uncle Thorne. Let's not forget you slept with my Uncle Thorne and then drove his wife back into being an alcoholic because you wouldn't leave that man alone and then caused her accident. And we're not going to forget when she came back from the dead and married Deacon, you told her when you was happily married and with your man that you could have Deacon anytime you wanted to have him, even though at the time Deacon didn't want you. He just wanted his kid and his business and his wife. We're not going to forget you sleeping with Deacon. Oh no, let's not forget that because that was your daughter's husband. He said your marriage was over. Girl, you're just nasty. Then you get pregnant. You have Stephanie lying about it to protect you, to protect Bridget, and you give birth in a cabin. And Bridget, like that's so messed up. Bridget had to deliver her stepdaughter / sister. And you tried to manipulate Bridget into staying around and being there for the baby. And you know Bridget eventually fell in line. We're not going to forget the flip-flopping because you forgot one earlier. Nick, remember? Nick was with Taylor.
Yep. And
Taylor
then
had...
you had a baby with, and then you wanted to sit over there because you wanted to act like a little cat in heat. And Taylor called you that to your face that you were nothing but a cat in heat. And yet, what you did, you try to go, you had your little eggs tested, and then Taylor ended up having to give birth to your son because you was being a thought, wanting to keep up with that, even though Taylor and Nick were trying to make something work out, but you couldn't have that, even though because you fucked up your relationship with Ridge. Remember that?
So bad for Taylor. And that video pops up every now and again when she finds out that the baby she just gave birth to is Brooke's baby. Where is that child anyway? We don't ever see him. Is he with his daddy? I hope he with his daddy.
He did. He left. I remember because Brooke had no legal rights to him due to how that happened. So Jack had all the rights. Nick had all the rights.
We're not going to forget the whole thing with Nick. You messing around with embryos and Taylor had to give birth to your child. We're not going to forget that by the time him and Bridget got together, you was talking about, oh, I love you. Oh, I need you. Moving your breasts around and slapping him in his face and doing all that. We not going to forget how it was you doing it again to your daughter? Really? We're not going to forget you lying, talking about you thought Oliver was rich and having sex with him because you just had to be dressed like Hope at her graduation party. We're not going to forget. Like, really, that is how that happened. She just had to be dressed like Hope at the graduation party. They were wearing the exact same outfit with the exact same necklace.
And Brooke was supposed to be their chaperone.
That's all she was supposed to be there doing is chaperoning. Notice that Hope got this big graduation party with Daddy Yankee performing. We didn't see that for Thomas. We didn't see that for Phoebe. We didn't see that for Steffi. Ridge, just admit you hate your children with Taylor and be done with it. Moving on. You had sex with Oliver. Everybody finds out she had sex with Oliver because Bill and Liam expose you and y'all blame Steffi and Steffi get fired. But that's because you hate her. Because, Brooke, just admit you hate Ridge's children with Taylor and be done with it. Hell, you don't even like half of your children. Really, if the children aren't with Ridge, they don't matter. Let's keep it a buck. If the children weren't born to Ridge, they don't matter. Then we're not going to forget you sleeping with Bill.
And make sure y'all click that link to make sure y'all subscribe to my girl's channel here, Ranting with Ricardo. That was the link. She also has the stream running on her channel too. So make sure y'all click that link, hit that like button and subscribe her channel. She need to be having. There's 25 people up in there. Make sure y'all hitting that like button and
And
her
yeah,
channel too. Let's
and
keep
I
that
think
momentum going and subscribe. Huh? What happened? It just happened. She'll be right back. I think. Um, or maybe her phone had died. But yes, my girl was on point. Is on point tonight. Speaking facts about her. Perfect. You're back. We was like, what happened to
I don't know. He kicked me out, back like I never left. Okay, where was we, Bill?
you? Yeah, and the
We not
bell.
gonna forget Bill like that. Like what she did to Macy was grimy. What
Hmm.
she did to her daughter was grimy. What she did to Taylor was grimy. But what you did to, I don't even like Katie like that.
Hmm.
I don't even like Katie like that. But what you did to Katie was on a whole nother level. Because it's not like you did it to her once, you did it to her twice. But the
She did
first
it to her
time
three
when
times. No, she did it
yep,
3 times.
3 times. 1, 2, and 3. But what you did to Katie was so grimy because that first time you did it, you blamed her. You blamed her for why you and Bill got close and why y'all ended up sleeping together and having an affair. Your sister had postpartum and depression. And she asked you, her big sister, who has had a slew of children with a number of men, to help her. She said, help, not help yourself to my man. Help me. Don't help yourself to my man. And what did you do? You helped yourself to her man, and then you blamed her for it. You
Hmm.
grimy. You can't talk about nobody. You can't tell nobody who they can and can't sleep with, and who is and who isn't appropriate and not appropriate. Where are Zende's parents? Where is his mom?
I know. Where's Felicia at? Is that his mother, Felicia
No, Christine's his mom.
or Christine?
Christine and Felicia ain't never liked you. Go ahead, bring Christine and Felicia back so they gather Brooke on up. Now, when it comes to Hope, Hope's never satisfied. Hope does not know what she wants. She is turning into a Brooke Jr. because that's exactly who Brooke is. Brooke doesn't know what she wants. Honestly, the only thing I can say that Brooke has over Hope, and I wish they would have stuck with it instead of making her this like seductress, this villain or whatever. Brooke was smart. The reason why she even got in with Forrester is because of the patent she created. She was a scientist. Y'all should have stuck with that. She was a scientist. She could have really been doing some big things. Like she had a degree. She don't use that degree no more. You would think she was stupid.
It's true. As much as I hate Brooke, that is actually true. So
Like
Brooke
she
is.
had a degree. She was actually like the only reason why she got in an inch of Forrester is because they tried to steal her patent and she came back swinging. Oh yes, Katie did. Yes, yes. This right here.
But that's what drives me nuts, though. That Katie kisses Brooke's ass every chance she gets stuff,
But
even
that's
though
what
after up her relationship 3 times, and then she had the nerve to get mad at Quinn for telling the truth about the last time Quinn exposed Bill and Brooke making out in that thing. But Katie said Katie wasn't even mad at Brooke for 5 minutes. She gave all the smoke to Quinn. I thought that's why I've hated Katie ever since.
but that's but that could be said about a lot of people on the like on I was about to say General Hospital. Bold and Beautiful. That's why I'm gonna be honest. They need new writers because that could be said about everybody. That could be said about Brooke and Bridget. Bridget should have never forgiven Brooke.
Mm-hmm.
You slept with her husband because you thought their marriage was over. And the moment you realized the marriage wasn't over, instead of telling her the truth, you hid it and continued to sleep with him. It wasn't like it was a one and done situation. No, y'all continued on with that affair and you got pregnant. And you were having a baby. And even though you ended up marrying Whip to keep it on the down low, she still found out, and not because y'all told her, but because she heard it on the baby monitor. And everyone knew about it except a select few people. Like a lot of people who worked at Forrester knew about it. She found out, she goes up to the cabin to confront you, and you end up going into labor, so she has to help you deliver her stepdaughter / sister. That is just nasty and disrespectful. And then you try to manipulate her into staying and being in y'all lives. Bridget should have never talked to her after that. Bridget should have been done with her. It should have never been a thing of when they were doing the vote for the shares, when Brooke finally got ousted from Forrester. Shout out to Deacon, you finally came through and did something good. Bridget should have never been on her side.
It's true. I remember
Katie,
Brittany said, I don't want revenge. I'm like, why the hell not?
like you should have wanted revenge because she did it to you again with Nick.
Exactly.
You should have wanted revenge when she did it to you again. Like a lot of people like to say, oh my God, Steffi and Thomas are these horrible people. Why can't they like Brooke? Brooke is just so... No, they're not. Think about this. For all the people in the back who are going to watch this and who go up for Brooke and hate Thomas and Steffi. Thomas, Steffi, Phoebe, Ridge, and Taylor were family. Also, when it comes down to Sheila, why Steffi cannot stand Sheila, doesn't want Sheila in their lives. Thomas, Ridge, Phoebe, Taylor, Steffi. Family is the five of them living their best lives in the early 2000s. Sheila comes back with a vengeance and ends up in a hostage situation because she was holding all of them, most of the adults hostage at the Forrester mansion, ends up shooting Taylor. Now Taylor's gone. She was gone for a very long time, so Steffi has a reason. Like, I missed so many years with my mother because you shot her. In the back. Mind you, that's some cowardly stuff right there. In the back. You couldn't have did it to the front. Sheila's a coward. So she has those issues with Sheila. We're not going to forget Sheila playing Russian, God with people's lives back in the 90s when it came to Bridget's paternity. Not going to forget about that. We're not going to forget about Sheila shooting Steffi and Finn and leaving them for dead. Like, had we not saved him, he would have been gone. Steffi woke up, no husband in sight. She got 2 kids. She got to do this on her own, and people trying to steal her children from her. Because we're not going to forget, this wasn't the first time Hope and Liam tried to steal Steffi's children from her. They tried to do it after she had that motorcycle accident and tried to steal Phoebe from her. And she went off on them. But Brooke slip slides into the family, and now it is Brooke, Ridge, Thomas, and Thomas don't like Brooke, rightfully so, because what you pulled with his paternity, you and Thorne. But Phoebe and Steffi and your host of 30,000 kids, and you don't really give those children that belong to Ridge and Taylor the time of the day. You don't like them. You don't want them around. In Brooke's mind, they shouldn't exist. Everything gets handed to your daughter, but Steffi has to work for it. Like I pointed out, notice that Oliver situation happened at Hope's graduation party. Where was the graduation party for Thomas, Phoebe, Steffi? We didn't see none of that. Had it not been for you going up for the relationship that really wasn't a relationship, it was a way to get back at Ridge, Phoebe would still be alive. Because Phoebe was upset with Rick because he went after her mama and her sister. He went after her mother and her sister and her as a way to get back at Ridge because he felt like Ridge ruined your life and has made you sad your entire life. That was his whole motivation of going after Steffi, Phoebe, and Taylor. Nothing more, nothing less. They have a reason to hate, like Steffi, Thomas, and Phoebe was a good person. I hate that they killed her off. I would say bring her back, but I doubt they would. But they all have a reason to hate Brooke. Nothing good has ever come from Brooke being in their lives.
That's true. And let's not forget, Brooke, even though it was an accident, she still pushed Thomas off a cliff. And then
Oh,
on top of that, she acted like a Karen. I'm not going to apologize to Thomas. How dare you have me apologize to him? I'm not going to apologize. She acted like a
let's
complete
not
Karen.
forget every bad thing that's ever happened in Hope's life gets blamed on Steffi. Steffi don't even have to be in the same country and she gets blamed for it. And that goes into Hope is turning into Brooke Jr. She's never satisfied like Brooke. Once she has the man she's always wanted, and that's her destiny. I'm so sick of hearing that word.
Yes.
Everybody's been Brooke's destiny. Every man has been Hope's destiny. She does not want them like Brooke. Anytime Brooke got Ridge, it wasn't enough. I want something different. I want something more. One little zhuzh in my life. Listen, I need to find somebody got to put the English version out there of Thorne hearing Brooke say she loves Ridge, she will always love Ridge, she wants to be with Ridge, and him going off on her and leaving her up in the woods in Big Bear. Like, that's top tier. First of all, you got your face cracked, Thorne, because you ruined Macy's life and decided to go for Brooke. And at this time, we still think Macy's dead. And now Brooke then did what Macy told you she was going to do. And what Stephanie told you she was going to do to you. Hope's never satisfied. Every time she gets Liam, you know what? I don't want him. Thought I did. Don't want him. Got with Wyatt. You know what? I don't want him. Thought I did. Don't want him. Got with Thomas. I don't want him. Thought I did, but I don't want him. Now you are on because you want Finn. You want Steffi's husband. Her husband. One more time for the people in the back. Her husband. You want her husband. She gave you, gift wrapped, and proposed to you and gave you Liam. She did that for you. But now you want her husband for what? Because he's nice to you?
Exactly.
Well, if we sleep with everybody who's nice to us, everybody be out here with a slew of children and a multitude of venereal diseases. If people was just out here sleep and a Jerry Springer episode, rest in peace Jerry, a bunch of Maury episodes, some paternity court episodes, it would just keep the cycle going if people just went around sleeping with everybody who was nice to them. First of all, it's nasty. Second of all, that's nasty. Third of all, get some morals about yourself. Hope needs therapy. Hope don't need another man. She needs therapy. But since she's turning into Brooke Jr., she gonna get with Finn. She's gonna ruin a marriage. And then her excuse is, but Steffi's always ruined mine.
He said, come on, preacher man, or should I say preacher woman anyway, you're on a roll tonight. I agree 100%. Yes, Solomon. She be knowing what she be talking about.
Her excuse, if they have, and I pray they don't, but I have a feeling like they will. And this time I'm going to tell y'all they didn't steal my stuff because I don't want this to happen. But they're going to have them cheat together. And when Steffi finds out and rages all types of hell, because she should, because at the end of the day, she has a right to not want Sheila around her family. Look at all the things she's done. We're not going to forget that y'all was laying in the alley. She shot Finn first. Steffi wanted to get help, and she shot Steffi and left them there. Had Deacon not come out, they still would have been in the alley. But no. You have to give You have to allow him to be around his mother. You have to give her space. You have to give her time. The only thing I'm going to enjoy about Sheila's interference in this whole thing, not because Steffi's marriage will be ruined. Personally, I want her with Carter. I liked her with Bill, but Bill covets her and doesn't like when you have Steffi, you don't want her. He's a never satisfied person. So either give Steffi a new man or put her with Carter and be done with it. The only thing I'm going to enjoy about this whole thing is that Brooke is going to lose her daughter to Sheila. That's the only thing I'm going to enjoy about this. And then I'm going to.
Bill, him and his love of his life. Sorry, excuse me. Him and the love of his life. First, Steffi's the love of his. No, first Brooke's Steffi's the love of his life. Then Brooke is the love of his life. Then Steffi's the love of his life. Then Brooke. But now, oh no, Katie, you have always been the love of my life. Like even Katie said, you know what? Don't be saying shit that you don't be saying stuff to me that you don't mean. That you know you don't mean.
And don't. Oh, somebody Omar put in the chat, do we remember Epiphany's son? I remember Stan. I also remember Stan passed away. They off Stan. Stan was the Spinelli before Spinelli.
Yeah.
He was Epiphany's son. That's why Epiphany and Jason had such a good relationship. Because her son worked for Sonny and Jason in like the early 2000s when Epiphany popped up on the scene. I miss Epiphany.
Yes. Rest in peace, Epiphany.
Rest in peace, Sonia, because she used to eat them up badly.
That's true. Now, have you been watching any of Days of Our Lives?
I have been catching clips. Listen, Peacock acts a little funny sometimes on the TV and on the laptop. It'll be like, we quit. It'll be like, but I pay you.
That's why you don't know who my Sophia is.
Sophia Vergara? You got lying in her? You tell her, I understand why her and that man broke up. And don't hate me if I try to shoot my shot with that man, okay? Oh, you talk about Sophia Bush? Now you tell her I loved her on One Tree Hill. And I loved her on Chicago PD. And I always knew she was a member of the Lete Bete Qua, okay?
Dewan is Steffi and Carter. And didn't Jerry kill Stan?
Yes.
Oh.
Jerry
just killed Epiphany's son? What type of bull crap?
Oh, yeah. Jerry used to be running rampant, running wild down to the Port Charles. Jerry is always doing something. Like, obviously, the actor who played Edward was getting older, and he was going to retire soon. But Jerry poisoned the water supply in Port Charles.
Mm-hmm. That's why Alan died, right?
No. Alan died.
Was it Alan Quarterman, right?
No. Alan was shot.
By who?
I forget if Alan. I think Alan had like a. He might have died from the water supply. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of stuff happened to Alan because AJ shot.
Good night, Laura B. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you. AJ shot Alan. I think Alan had a heart attack when the hostage crisis at the Metro Court happened. Shout out to Jerry. He was a part of that too. The water crisis. Because Jerry poisoned all the water in Port Charles. And I remember the scene where Tracy, that's when she had her short red haircut, okay? Keeping it fierce in her 27 piece. And Edward's in his wheelchair and he sees little Emma Drake. And he's like, give the antidote to her because he liked Robin. I don't know. Listen, Robin got on my nerves at certain points in time. Like when she decided to be self-serving and to tell AJ that Michael was his son. Oh, I was done with her after that. I was so done with her after that one. Because you wouldn't have got kidnapped like Tony kidnapped you and withheld your medication and wouldn't give it to you.
Omar said Alan died of a heart attack.
Yes. he died of a heart attack. I remember. Now I can't remember if that was. I think he had a heart attack during the crisis at the Metro Court, where everybody was being held hostage, and they all had like nicknames and everything. Jerry had a hand in that. Jerry always doing something. Like Jerry is the reason why people thought Robin was dead for the longest time. He kidnapped her.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then told her, "You gonna do what I tell you to do." Honestly, they need to bring Jerry back. I think Jerry and Ava would be fun.
Ooh. I'll stick with Ava and Jagger.
No. Bring Jerry back. Bring Jerry back just so I can see him and Ava go toe to toe over whatever mess they about to pull. Hope, want to speak to you, woman to woman. I hope you go, and this is not a play on words. Your mother should have never named you Hope because there's no hope in sight for you because you are turning into her. I hope you keep your vagina to yourself and you don't go sleep with that lady husband because if she decides to put hands on you this time around, you deserve it because you are actively trying to break up a marriage and you are actively doing it because you have nothing better to do and you have no life. If you wanted Hope for the future to succeed, you would actually go get you into some drawing classes and work on it. Like you ain't never at work. Like I saw, I think it was the clip from yesterday where Brooke is in there in the Steffi's office because it is Steffi's office, and they're talking about Thomas and Paris and how she feels, and it's just like, oh, Douglas is involved, and it's just like, but Douglas isn't your son. My son, my son, my son. You and Summer are the same person, slightly different font. My son, my son, my son. Those children do not belong to you. First of all, they're people. People don't belong to other people. Okay, slavery was abolished a long time ago. Now, I know in some places it's still going on, but we don't subscribe to that way of life. He's not your kid. Caroline didn't sign away her rights. She passed away. That is not your son. If he is okay with Paris and he wants to be with Paris and Douglas loves Paris and Thomas loves Paris, let them be one big happy family. Because truly, at the end of the day, Thomas never dated white women. Thomas ain't never dated a white woman. Not until Caroline. And then we had Sally. And then you. But Thomas has always been about the girls. Okay? Black girls, Latinx girls, the Asian girls. He's always dated the minorities. And then what trying to find nice words to say about her, but there's nothing really nice you can say about Brooke. What annoyed me about Brooke was you didn't want Thomas and Hopeless to be together.
Exactly,
You
but
don't.
yet now you have a problem with it because Steffi's the one that said something that got Thomas to open his eyes.
You don't want Thomas and Paris to be together. But you told, and you don't want Hope and like, you don't want Hope and Thomas to be together. You don't want Thomas and Paris to be together. You don't want Hope and Finn together. But as she's talking, you keep reiterating, well, you have feelings for Finn. You have feelings for Finn. You have feelings for Finn. She shouldn't have feelings for somebody else's husband.
Exactly.
Because the same way y'all tried to paint Steffi out like, oh my God, she's this horrible person. She's always taking Liam away. You can't take nobody away who don't want to get took.
Exactly.
And he is not an object. He's a person. If that person don't want to be with you or he want to flip-flop between the two of y'all, then it's going to happen until somebody says, you know what? I'm not doing this no more. And when Steffi finally said, I'm not doing this no more, I was proud of her. Now, she made me less proud when she let him into her house. Like, he shouldn't be able to pop up whenever he wants to. You don't live here. You're not married to here. Go find you something safe to do. But Brooke is constantly saying, well, you have feelings for Finn. You have feelings for Finn. And it's just like, like
The shit
right
that
here,
drives
right here. She giving me a migraine, just like right here, just sitting right here. Stop saying that, because then she's gonna feel like, well, I do have feelings for him, and I want to be with him, and we deserve to be together. And Steffi doesn't love him like I love him. You know who said that, Brooke? You know who she said that about? Every woman who was ever with any man that she wanted and snatched up.
mm-hmm.
She even said that about your own sister.
She sure did. Nasty.
Now, I did see on Days of Our Lives that EJ lied about him being the father of Nicole's son.
Yeah, now that got exposed. So
I mean, I could see fine EJ doing that, but this EJ, ugh, yuck. Yeah. Somebody said go be back with Sammy. Sammy don't want that man. Sam- Sammy truly should have been done with EJ when he had that affair with Abby.
Mhm. Solomon asks, how do y'all feel about business meetings taking place in park, restaurant, and hotel room or Y&R? I know, because only humans in the average could have an office.
Like, I could see if they had, like, y'all know the Sprinter van offices where somebody takes a Sprinter van and turns it into an office.
Mm-hmm.
And like you're doing business that way, and yes, you can now do business in a park, in a parking lot of a restaurant, a parking lot of a hotel. I could see if you were getting the hotel conference room. Like, people actually at the Metro Court, they actually rent out the hotel conference room to do business. I could see if y'all did that. They just be doing business anywhere. And it was like, one of these days, somebody gonna get the stocks of both of these companies because y'all just in the park saying whatever.
Mm-hmm. They don't understand this business confidentiality. Sure, that is not in their vocabulary. Lord have mercy.
What confidentiality?
They have none of it.
Confidentiality, you say? Oh, no, none. Not a not a lick in sight. Oh, I also saw that what that man name is? Chad wanted to dig Abby up.
Yeah,
Is she alive?
probably.
I mean, I'm gonna just say this. The NBC soaps always played around with the supernatural.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to my favorite one over there. It was Passions. Okay, shout out to them because they always played around with the supernatural, the witches, and everything. Um, we're not gonna forget Marlena being possessed and going up in the air and splitting pea soup at people. I'm just playing. She didn't spit pea soup, but she did levitate in the air. Um, so it's no secret that if you live in, I forgot the name of that town, but if you live somewhere on the Days of Our Lives set, unless you passed away in real life, you won't come back to life. Unless you left the earthly plane in real life, you're always going to come back somehow on Days of Our
It's
Lives.
true. Like Victor Kiriakis, he's fine. He's dead because the actor passed away.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. But so before we conclude, because I gotta run to the store real quick before it closed around that corner. But was there
Mhm.
any final thoughts that you wanted to add on General Hospital or any topic, any final?
Oh, Brooke, don't like you, never liked you. I'm the biggest hater in the universe, in the MCU multiverse. It's just gonna stay like that. Adam, at some point, you're gonna have to nut up and let Nikki, Nick, Victor, Victoria, and the slew and host of children that have come from all of them people, let them know you're not the one to play with. You're not the one or the two. But also, I can't wait for Sally to let loose on you, because how dare you cheat on my favorite redhead? It's
Exactly.
disrespectful. It's disrespectful. Summer, shut up. You're not his mama. That's about it for Summer. You're not his
Fact.
mother. Goodbye.
Hashtag Summer is not a mother, just a she's just a bummer.
Goodbye. Sophia, I'm gonna learn your name eventually down to the days of our lives. EJ, Nicole, I'm so glad that you and Eric finally have a child that is biologically y'all's. Hashtag bring back Melanie. Hashtag bring back Dr. Daniel Jonas. Okay, let's bring back the Jonas family all together. We love to see it. And we know Vivian did not like them. Formidable opponents. Okay, I remember when she shot that lady. When Carly came back and tried to shoot Vivian, and ended up shooting Melanie at her wedding. Good times down to the days of our lives. Ava, the title of this live is that you're playing with fire. I have to agree. Alexis already want to suit you. Now you've given her ample reason to sue you on behalf of Christina and Blaze for outing Blaze. The Falconaries, the Quartermains, and the Cerullos. And now the Chases don't like you for offing Connie Falconeri. Also, for being a cheapskate. Because how you just gonna pay Gio? I know the people don't like Gio, but at least he play a mean violin. How you only gonna pay him $100?
That was $100 too many. She could have gave him $50. I would have been here for it. All right, please. I don't know that boy like that.
But that's the thing. For the entire, it's not. It was like $100 an hour. No, just for the entire thing. But it's supposed to that's supposed to be like a 7-hour event. $100 for a 7-hour event.
Oh no, she got me upset.
You are cheap.
For no 7 hours.
You're not about to pay me $100 just for an event that's 7 hours. I'm a photographer. My rate is X amount of dollars for this amount of hours. And I might get paid extra if you late or you want to keep me for longer. But she cheap as hell. Okay, just cheap. But Ava, you're playing with fire. Because now Sunny is on your ass. Alexis is on your ass. Carly, Christina, Blaze, Bensonhurst, the Quartermain clan. Trina's about to be on your ass because you just set Trina up trying to, get some information. And she like, you acting like the way Spencer said you acted like. So now you about to lose that little friend you had. You ain't got nobody. Mm-hmm. And now you about to get into the bed with the fans? Oh, girl, you done lost your mind. You playing with fire, girl. And honestly, I don't want the hallucination of like that one day that we get Morgan back. I don't want that to be for Sunny. I want that to be for Ava. Mm-hmm. That would become uppins. Hallucinate that Morgan is there trying to get you, girl. And you make yourself look crazy. At the end of the day, General Hospital is going to be my number one. I was always an ABC girl. Ava, you're playing with fire. Sunny, please go look for your medication, the right dosage, because they about to get you badly. Jason, Carly, y'all think something wrong with the medication, go talk to the pharmacist. Michael, you're about to lose your wife. Mm-hmm. Cody, it's okay. Mac gonna be mad for about 5 minutes, and y'all heard it here first. Drew and Willow is about to be creeping across the driveway the entire summer.
It sure is. But yes, this was so much fun. I really love collabing with you. Trust me, this is the first of many. I'm gonna have you back up on here.
Listen, and you listen. I heard that you like wrestling.
Oh yes, I'm
Me
a
too.
wrestling fan.
Me too. I'm trying to be at WrestleMania next year because John Cena is supposed to be retiring, and I'm like, oh, well, I got to see you one last time. Since you want.
Yes. Well, we definitely gonna have our wrestling collabs too. Oh yes, this is gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I gotta run off. I gotta go pick me up something. I think I'm getting a little cold. So I'm
Uh-oh,
gonna get
no. Mm-mm.
I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that together. I'm gonna get me something to get me some sleep, and so I can
Yes.
get up in the morning to have that members live. So my members, I'll be having a member stream tomorrow. But make sure you subscribe to her channel right here. She be
Uh,
posting every day her daily recaps. I bet tomorrow. I better be seeing some of y'all GH folks right up in there, like following along, supporting my girl Ranting with Ricardo, because she will
yeah.
educate you. She will keep y'all.
What is it? Today I posted yesterday's episode. I'm
Hmm.
probably gonna get today's episode out early in the morning and then Friday's episode out. And just be looking out for a lot of got a lot of stuff coming. A lot of good
Exactly.
stuff.
Lots of great stuff. But
Yes.
yes, but have a good night, everybody, and so much
Have a
fun.
good
And
night.
see y'all tomorrow,
Thank
my
you for having
members, and
me
see everybody else on Saturday. And of course, you are welcome anytime.
on.
You will definitely
Thank
be
you.
back.
All right, now go get your stuff because I don't want you to get sick. I'm gonna go get me some water and turn my fan on.